Welcome back guys, and in today's videos I'm going to show you how you can create your S3 bucket, how you can upload the objects into your S3 buckets, and also how we can create the policies, the bucket policy to make the objects accessible, and even how we can apply the read permission or the write permission to the individual user inside our bucket. Okay, so in let's start this video. And guys, if you have not just subscribed this channel, please subscribe the channel and hit the like button. Thank you. So let's continue. So this is my AWS console. As you can see, uh, you have to log in your AWS console with your root users or the user who have the permissions to create the S3 buckets. Okay, so where you can find the S3, you just need to go to your S3 and go to under the storage. You can see we have multiple services under the storage. So in today videos we are going to look into S3. What is the S3? And go to S3, hit the S3 tab. Okay, here you can, if there is no buckets created earlier, so you cannot see any single buckets, so you just need to click on create, and you have to enter your bucket name. It should not be in the uppercase, it should be the lowercase, and you can see what type of the name it should be. They have some policies which should be met to create the bucket name, and bucket name must be unique across all existing buckets name in AWS S3 services. So it's not specific with your reasons or with your account. It should be unique within the Amazon S3 itself. So let's see, let's say my S3 tag and bucket, and you need to select the reason, whatever reason you have close with you, you should select that one. I'm just going with North Virginia, that's the default selected, and rest option you don't need to select any options. Just hit the next button. We will look into what's the versioning is, what the server's access log is, what the tagging is. But in this video, our whole goal is how to create the buckets, upload the objects, and we will look into versioning and server logging and other features of S3 in our next video. So let's hit the next button. By default, it's bucket is it's block all public access. It's not accessible for the public. It's the by default, though you can just uncheck it, and that will give you the warning that it's going to be accessible all over for all the world. So you just make sure your bucket level, which bucket should be accessible to others and which should not be. So let's say I'm just going with the default options. We will look into it how to make it accessible if you have created the buckets, and how to make them after creation. So let's hit next. You just review them. What's the buckets? It's block. Okay, then create bucket. It's just giving the warning that buckets ms my s3 account created successfully. So it's bucket created successfully, so you can just ignore it if you are getting the same. Okay, and then yeah, so next that's the whole process. That's how you can create your s3 buckets into your s3. And let's see how to upload the files into your s3 bucket. So just hit the bucket on the bucket name, and you can either the drag and drop, or you can just click on the upload and you can upload them, or even you can drag and drop here. So I'm just going to dragging and dropping one of my picture here, and just hit on upload. And if your upload got successful, you will get the 200 message that it's successful. And it's you can see also the successful message here. Okay, and okay, so now it's uploaded into your s3 bucket and it's available for you, but still you cannot access this objects. So if you just hit this s3.png any objects inside your buckets, you can review your bucket also. Let's say the overview, the s3 size, e tag, last modified date, and what's the storage class we are being used to store this S3 these objects, and whether encryptions there or not, and a lot you can do. Okay, all right. So let's just close it now, and I'm just going to click on this, and you will get one object URL to access this. And once you will open this, you should get the access denied error, because we don't give any permissions to these objects yet, so it's by default it's blocked for all. So to make this accessible, just go to the permissions tab, go to here and add your u- users here, go to public, hit this button, and just make them read objects and hit the save button. All right, so it's going to be accessible. You can see that everyone have the read object permissions, and let's see if it's accessible for me or not. As soon as you assign the permissions here, you can see the picture or the object into your bucket. However, your bucket is still not accessible outside the world. It's still the private, but your objects, that's how you can give the permission explicitly to your objects inside your private buckets. Okay, so that's how you can give the permission in. Let's see how we can achieve the same thing through the bucket policy also. All right, so I'm going to upload one more picture, and that should be my picture. Let's upload it. Okay, so that's my another picture which I uploaded. Just hit this picture here and just go to permission. Sorry, just go back, select this one, go to then permission, and here you can see you are going to use the bucket policy to make your objects accessible for rest of the world. Okay, so what you need to do to make this accessible, you can just select this ARN under the bucket policy, and you can see the bucket policy editor. That's your ARN. Just select this, and then you need to enter your JSON policy here. If you know the JSON policy, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. So let me show you how you can do it. So mm, so that's my one JSON policy that's going to allow the objects inside the buckets. Okay, whatever objects I have, it's going to allow. What's the effect? And the resources, that's bucket principal. All effect would be allow. Action is S3 get objects. So that's how you can make the objects accessible through the bucket policy. And let's just hit this save button, and let's see. You should see the objects accessible now. So earlier we have given the permissions to this S3 only. Now I should see this pp.jpg file as well. However, I haven't given any permissions from here, like, right? You can see it here. It's not given the permissions through here. You can see it's it's not allowing. And just hit this button. It should be accessible now. Awesome. Now you can see me. So it's me, man, and you can see the picture. However, I haven't given any permissions through this permission tab. So that's how you can use the bucket policy also. Okay guys, thank you to watch this video.